I'm Ruth Amwakwe. I'm the founder and CEO of Bougie Bakes Vegan. So Bougie Bakes Vegan is a vegan snack business that is aimed at producing healthy vegan snacks for the African population, and we are starting with Ghana. Currently, we are located in Accra, and we are at West Legon. The training was superb. We learned so much from the business model canvas, how to do our financials, keep track with our inventory, as well as new models to try out. And also we got to network a lot with ourselves, with fellow entrepreneurs, as well as with facilitators, and we got coaching sessions as well. We have been able to set up a vegan facility where we do our baking. Initially, we had issues with cross-contamination whilst working in my mother's kitchen. However, now with the vegan facility, we are now more efficient. We are able to take on bigger clientele, and then we have more credibility with our customers who are assured that they get only vegan products from us. On behalf of myself and the whole Bougie Bakes Vegan team, we would like to say a very big thank you to JICA and all who supported us during this journey. And with the little Japanese that I learned along the way, I would like to say arigato.
And somebody is already spitting some Japanese language in there. I hope that she learned quite more than that. But I would also love to know exactly what happened, where did she go to, what exactly inspired her to go to where she went to learn that little bit of Japanese. My guest, Ruth Amwakwe, who is the CEO of Bougie Bakes Vegan, is seated with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
And your Japanese is that the only Japanese you know?
That is, well, pretty much apart from konnichiwa, but I'm not.
Konnichiwa?
It's hello.
Oh, that's konnichiwa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that's true.
But that's pretty much the only Japanese I know.
But what? You traveled to Japan?
No.
So, hey.
It's an interesting story, but the Japanese part was because we participated in a program, a JICA program,
right,
where they supported the business. But then
so you wanted to impress them. Oh, I like that.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Now, I am usually. Initially, I was very confused about vegan and vegetarian.
Yeah.
Because, like they are related some way, somehow. But there's a difference.
Yeah,
and I know that quite a number of you viewers out there sometimes get confused about who a vegetarian is, who a vegan is. And so this is the right time for you to start getting glued and with your pens and your papers and your notebooks. Get ready to learn everything you need to know about being vegan and the vegan products that Ruth Amwakwe does, okay? So get interactive with us on all our social media platforms. My name is Asiedua Akumia, and I'll definitely be reading your comments in the course of the show like I promised earlier. So start sending all your questions right about now. Ruth, let's get started with the inspiration behind you deciding to do a vegan bakery business.
Yeah. So I get that question a lot, and it started from, I actually studied my master's in the Netherlands.
Okay.
So that's where I traveled to. And towards the end of my master's, I decided to switch to a plant-based diet. So I was eating more vegan food and trying out different things. And I was also baking there, but just on the side, just little stuff. And then coming back to Ghana, I was looking at the options that I had as a vegan coming to Ghana. And then I realized that for food, I can cook it myself at home.
Okay.
But when I'm looking for snacks, for cakes that are without eggs, buttermilk, there weren't really options. So then I decided that I would come and create these options for people like me who want to indulge, they want to have snacks, they want to eat healthier, but then their options are not there. So that's the inspiration that started the business.
Okay.
Then on coming to Ghana and scouting the snack space, then I realized that there's an even bigger problem. And I realized that the snacks that we have are mostly oily, and then there are mainly carbohydrate-dense snacks. They are not really nutritious. So then I said, no. Instead of just making regular snacks, maybe just baseline vegan, let's make it healthy. Let's ensure that they are actually healthy products, nutritious products that you can snack on. So you are not just eating a normal snack, but you're actually eating something healthy and that will add nutrition to your body. Yeah, so that was the initial thing, was to solve the problem of options, giving options to vegans. But then later on, we realized that no, we are solving a much bigger problem of providing nutritious, healthy snacks.
So it had nothing to do with you personally being on a vegan journey?
It did. That's how it started.
Okay.
So it started with me being vegan, not finding snacks here to eat.
Okay, so you were not finding snacks.
Yeah, exactly. So I decided to create my own snacks. So I started from scratch, from getting recipes online, experimenting. So the snacks that you see now, they don't taste like how I started, actually. It tastes very different. It has evolved over time. Yes, but it started from my own personal journey and wanting to also help people who are like me, who couldn't make the snacks as well. So that's how the journey started.
So specifically when we say somebody is vegan, what is it?
So a vegan person is someone who follows a strictly plant-based diet. So they don't eat animal products like meat, milk, dairy, butter, any of those kind of products, or animal byproducts. I see a lot of going on for something like honey. If you're a very strict vegan, you wouldn't eat honey because it's an animal product. But then sometimes some people lax it, and then, but strictly vegan means you are doing no animal products as well. And when you think of vegetarian as well, so vegetarians are a bit more, should I say, relaxed. They can have eggs. Some people can have milk as well, but it depends on the kind of vegetarian you are. But they allow some animal products, but vegans not at all.
So you don't take any animal products at all?
No. Try to avoid that at all costs.
So with you personally, right, is it that maybe there were some animal products that you were allergic to that made you decide that, you know what, let me just generalize it and not take any animal products at all?
For me, it wasn't a question of allergy, but it started with the love for animals, and also the fact that we saw a lot of documentaries about like what happens in the slaughterhouses and everything. It was out of curiosity at first, and then also like more of an ethical reason to start it.
So you don't like seeing a chicken and being killed?
Yeah, it's
God.
Like if I even see a dead animal on the road, I feel some way personally. But then that's how it all started.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a tough journey.
So sorry.
No,
sorry about that.
It's for me now. It's not mainly even just about being vegan, but it has evolved more to a health perspective.
Okay.
Yes, because what you put in your body affects everything you do, affects your wellness and co. And then we wonder how all the diseases, like the heart diseases, the cancers and co, are really coming up. And when you do a lot of research, you realize that it's actually the food that you're eating.
Right.
So you want to be very particular about your wellness, what you're putting into your body.
Right.
Yes, because that affects your entire well-being. Yeah.
Let's narrow down to exactly what makes your bakery stand out amongst, the lot when it comes to traditional baking, especially. So what is it about you that you say that, as for me, this is how I do myself? Because I'm sure that there are other vegan bakers out there who are also probably doing good.
Yeah.
What makes you stand out?
Yeah, so one of the things that makes us stand out is our core focus on nutrition.
Okay.
So if you look at our products, apart from the fact that they are baseline vegan, so no animal products, etc., what we try to do is to source ingredients locally. Okay. So, for instance, the cake we have here, the bigger one, is made from bambara beans, sorghum, millet, and fonio. Fonio is a grain that is from the north. It's not very popular, but it is very nutritious. It's an ancient grain. And we try to incorporate this into our products so that we are using our locally made products. And also, if you look at our cookies have baobab powder in them. Yeah. So that, and you know that baobab is one of the most nutrient-dense fruits in the world. Yes. So we are packing in nutrition into the little snack that you eat, so that when you are eating it, you are not just eating anything. You are not
eating it for cravings. Even if you're eating it for a craving, you know that you are getting nutrition.
Yeah.
And I think that's what really sets us apart, the core of nutrition.
So on a regular, let's run us through your daily activities, okay?
Okay.
When it comes to putting everything together. But I will get to that.
Yeah.
But then before that, when you started, let's come to how you penetrated the market, trying to convince people that, hey, let's do fully no animal products, kind of cakes, cookies, and all that. How did you get to convince people?
Yeah, so that was a tough one. And initially, when I started, I was told by a lot of people that, hey, this will not work out because
because my Ghana people, we don't joke with our goats.
I meet at all. So when you tell them that, some people actually thought that there's like lettuce and stuff in the cakes. And I was like, no, relax. It's not necessarily about that. What we are trying to do is to get you to eat healthier stuff. But then with convincing people, initially, I didn't really have to convince people.
Okay.
Because there were people looking for the product. There weren't options, so there were people actually looking for it. So we started with just on social media, just posting, hey, we have vegan stuff. We posted how we do the cakes and stuff. So what goes in there, the ingredients are transparent. You know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
Initially, my customers, most of them will ask you, oh, what's the ingredients list?
Yeah.
I'll send it to you. I can even let you come. I will only not show you the proportions because that's my recipe. But then for the ingredients, it was clear this is it and cool. Then as we grew, we went for markets and the rest to get feedback. Realized that some people are just looking for healthier stuff to eat, stuff that are not so sugary. Some people do need more convincing because when they want to, they taste it, they're like, this might not taste nice. Yes. And that is even the reason for our name Bougie.
Okay.
So it's healthy, but it's got to be bougie, right? It's got to taste nice. It's got to be delicious. So we are not just making you like healthy, and you in your mind it's like it doesn't taste good, but it's actually tastes awesome. At least from the feedback that I've gotten.
Okay.
Yes, and we keep improving on the product. So penetrating into the market initially, when we started, it was just okay. But as we went on expanding the market, you realize that you have to also take into account people's thoughts, what they want in a product, and then give it to them alongside our core values as well.
Okay, so with the example that you cited with the cake, the ingredients that you mentioned are purely plant-based.
Yeah.
Making it sound super, super healthy.
Yeah.
So can you outline certain things that you would say that, okay, if you have to consume the cookies or the cake, these are the health benefits that you could possibly have?
Okay. So, for instance, aside from the baobab, one of our key ingredients is flaxseed.
Flaxseed?
Yeah, flaxseed. Flaxseed is what we use to replace eggs in our products. Yeah, so we have replacements for all the animal products. And I'd like to highlight the flaxseed because it is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Now, on a normal, let's say in your normal week, perhaps you would eat a number of eggs and co. But in your normal week, how many times will you eat flaxseed? Not often, right? But then you can get it in our product. And the omega-3 is also good for your eyes and then your brain functioning.
Okay.
And you know, there are supplements and co for omega-3 fatty acids.
Yeah.
But you can actually get it in what you are eating. That is how close we want you to come to nutrition. Not just taking pills, eating things that's empty, I would call it empty.
On vitamins every single day.
Exactly.
All sorts of vitamins.
But you can get it from the food that you eat.
Yeah.
That's what we are driving at. That's what we wish to achieve, even with the snacks.
Even with the snacks. So you have mentioned earlier a challenge that is convincing people about the whole vegan foods. But what would be some other challenges that when, let's say, you think about, or maybe you see a proposed client that this is what you could possibly face, what would be some of the challenges that you would say that, oh, this one, when I think about it, like, yeah. And how did you overcome it?
Well, it's one of the things that I faced was people saying, I will not eat it because I'm not vegan. And and I'm like, first of all, so it was hard convincing people that you don't have to be vegan to eat this. that was one thing that I always got that question. Oh, it's vegan treats. Oh, I'm not vegan, so I'm not even going to try it.
You're used to having your regular cookies that is made from eggs, the regular flour, and all that, the butter, the milk,
and which adds all the taste and the flavors, and then come and tell you. Some people.
So I wouldn't taste milk in this. I wouldn't taste eggs.
So even sometimes convincing people to even take the first step of tasting was a challenge. So what we did was we went for a lot of fairs, and we always have tasters. So when we come, we just tell you, hey, you just have a taste of. If you don't like it, no problem. But you taste it and then see that it's not as bad as you think. That's why we are called bougie bakes. Because we want it to taste good and still have the goodness of nutrition and etc.
Okay. So convincing people. So what are the one?
Well, I would say the sourcing of products, the ingredients, has also been a challenge because, for instance, the blend that we use of bambara beans, sorghum, millets, fonio, we get most of these things. Well, for the bambara beans, sorghum, millets, it's a company that produces it. They also produce vegan flours and co. But then the fonio is a little bit difficult to get sustainably as well. You get it from the north. Even getting the product to come down here is a challenge, and baobab, because it's very seasonal. So, for instance, at this time, we just got ours in January. At this time of the year, then you have to get all at once, or then you are finding yourself in a problem to sustainably produce these things. So ingredient sourcing has also been a challenge.
So when you're finding difficulty in getting these ingredients, what do you do?
Well, one thing we do is to make sure to stock up as much as possible beforehand and project into the future. Otherwise, you have to either get them retail price, or I've never had to import something like baobab because it's made here. But then worst case, you have to buy it off the shelf, and sometimes I think about the quality and that I'm getting. When I get it straight from the north, I process it myself. We process it ourselves, and then we use it in this thing. So now we stock up a lot because we know that it's very volatile in the markets getting these products. And also, for instance, we rely a lot on third-party companies. For instance, coconut milk, the fonio, bambara beans, all of that, baobab. So if these companies, something happens to them, then you're about to get into a problem. So that is a major part that I really wish that more people would be in this space, so that we also have more options, more reliability of the source of ingredients as well.
You know, what I keep on thinking about is the ingredients. You're not getting everything within here in Accra. You're getting outside Accra as well. So anytime that, just say, the prices of fuel goes up, definitely it's going to affect the prices that you buy these products from outside of Accra. Then it affects the products that you make. So how often do you change prices?
That's a tough one. We change prices like every 3 months.
Every 3 months?
Yeah. And it's been a challenge for us. But for me, I'm more looking at the future. I believe that if we're able to scale this up, we can get into economies of scale and actually keep the price stable for longer, or also even reduce the price. Because the ingredients are expensive, it makes the cakes relatively expensive as well. But then if we're able to mass produce this or get it to a certain scale level, that would make it affordable for the ordinary Ghanaian to also have. Because having these snacks and then ordinary Ghanaians cannot have it is a challenge in itself for us. It's a challenge. So we are hoping that in the near future, we're going to scale up a lot more.
I mean, if we have to invest in such, and then we are not getting any, people are not getting anybody like you to be purchasing them. I mean, I think that's one thing that people are scared of, or they fear, that you wouldn't necessarily get enough people to be purchasing what you're producing. Now let's come to how you market your stuff. What do you do? How do you go about it?
So our marketing is mainly online. We are on Instagram. We have a website as well that you can buy from us. And when it comes to marketing, we are mostly it's basically online, but then the fairs also help as well to get closer to our target market, to understand them, because you don't want to create a product that nobody wants. You want to create a product that people actually asked for. So when we get closer to them, then we understand them, and then we can make products for them. But mainly it's online and then through the fairs. And also that's also led us to create our to-go snack brand, which is the V-Gold cookies. So then we got into shops as well. That increases our visibility as well, and also gives our customers convenience so that you can have the snack at any time that you want. Yeah.
It must be quite difficult identifying your target audience, isn't it?
Over the time, it's been a little difficult, but not so much, because our current customers are very specific.
Okay.
There are people who are health conscious, either have diet-related health ailments, or they want to eat healthy and that kind. So it's quite specific at the moment. However, we really wish it would grow to pretty much the ordinary Ghanaian should be wanting this product because it's good for you.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Let's come to, in fact, it's a personal something that you started. It's a journey that you started on your own. You were looking for healthy snacks and decided to delve into this. But looking at the business industry or entrepreneurship industry here in Ghana, what would be the business modules you would advise young people to delve into or to venture?
That's an interesting question. When it comes to business models, I think that every product will have its own specific business model.
Okay.
But what I do want to suggest to Ghanaians to start is what we call the lean startup model. So the lean startup model pretty much tells you that start small, test the product out, come back, improve the product, and then take it back to the market. That's basically how I started my business. So I made an initial product. That's the minimum viable product.
Okay.
Something that anyone will want to taste. Took it to the market, took it to people to taste it. Hey, what do you think about it? Come back, improve it, put it online. People taste. Sometimes I've had bad cakes, I've had bad cookies. People give me feedback. I improve on it, and then we move forward. So you're not just starting. You're not going to take like a lump sum, a loan or something, and come and set up a huge business.
Some people feel that way.
Yeah, but if you think about the African business space, I don't think that is the best way, especially if you don't have much experience running businesses. It has been proven, actually, to start small and then scale from there. A lot of, some businesses outside have tried that as well. Yeah, so I think that is the best way to start. Yeah.
You know, I saw a post by Lydia Forsen some time ago that she said that those that are have invested in foods, they should put in much effort when it comes to not just looking at the decorations or the interior decor of the place, but they invest more in the cooking itself. You know, like the outcome of the food that you are serving, because it's like the exterior is very beautiful and attractive and it gets you in there, then you go and taste it and then it's something else. And then let's narrow it down to when you're starting a business, okay? Usually you're doing it in your kitchen, I say on point, you know? It tastes very good, it looks very good, and then you start getting bigger orders. Now you're moving from just doing it for 5 people to 10, 15 people, and becomes quite overwhelming. In such a situation, what would you advise? Because now it's like the business is growing.
Yeah.
That's how I would put it.
Yeah.
You have tried, you are doing it bit by bit, but you have never done it for large numbers before.
Yeah, very large numbers.
Exactly. So in a situation like that, what would you say that, okay, this is how you can do it to get it right, so you don't lose customers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's not a straitjacket approach, for sure. But what I would say is, for us, is to keep to your core values. What do I want to put out there? If an order is too big for me now, I won't take it. Because,
really?
Yes, because if it's going to mess up my brand, I won't do it. So you have to be strategic as to what you take on and what you don't. just because you are getting the market, I don't believe that you necessarily have to do all of that, at the expense of your brand.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would rather do what would best represent my brand than rather try to take on a big contract because it has come and everything and mess it up. I think that does more damage than...
Okay, in a position like that, should you open yourself up to collaboration?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes, of course, because we, for instance, we collaborate a lot with other fellow entrepreneurs.
Right.
Yeah, in terms of fairs, in the products that we make as well. Sometimes we do promos along with others. This Christmas, for instance, we did a basket that had other African or Ghanaian products in there. So it's good to collaborate, of course.
Even as a starter.
Yeah, actually collaboration will help. You can't do everything by yourself, for sure. You can't reach all the markets by yourself.
Yeah.
And cool. So, yeah.
So, viewers, I hope you are sending in your questions. I have seated with me this morning Ruth Amwakwe-Duse, who is the owner of Bougie Bakes Vegan, and she's talking about her journey and how best you can also start your own business and certain things that you would have to avoid when it comes to starting a business. Let's narrow it down then. Starting a business.
Yeah.
What would you say you should flee from as a starter? One main thing that you shouldn't entertain as a starter.
I think waste.
Waste.
Yeah. Waste in the sense that if whatever you're going to do is not going to add value to either your product or the goal that you're going to reach, don't do it. Have in your mindset that I'm going to do things, I'm going to look at whatever I'm doing, narrow down the process and make sure that every step I'm taking adds value to the process. This is also part of the lean startup model, something that I teach as well to startups and co. And you realize that if you take out some little wastes in your product, for instance, I'll use our bakery as an example. Okay. Initially, when we started, we had a production process. I mean, drawn out on paper, it was just circular. You go from here, from here, from here. But then in our kitchen, you would pick something from here, go there, take it there, come back here. It
was all around.
Yeah, it was a mess. Yeah. And then after learning about this lean startup model and how to eliminate waste, we then decided to do it in an L-shaped form. So the product goes from here down and then comes out. And we reduced the time that we used to mix a cake from 30 minutes to 5 minutes.
Oh.
It's crazy, yeah. It was crazy. And that's, that time that you are using, you can actually make more cakes. Like you mentioned that you have bigger orders, etc. Yeah. So some of these little things that I think we don't pay attention to it as Ghanaian entrepreneurs or African entrepreneurs. We tend to do things rush.
Yeah.
Oh, let's make the product. We are not looking at how the process we are going through. If we are wasting time, wasting resources, wasting a lot of things. I think if you eliminate waste, that you should run away from waste. It takes up your money, your time, your resources. Just eliminate.
So would you say that some Ghanaians, some young people end up rushing into businesses that probably they are not really ready for or well vexed into?
Perhaps. I think entrepreneurship is not for the weak.
It's not for the weak?
No. It's a tough journey. For me, it's 24/7, never going off, always thinking about your business. If you are ready for that, to immerse yourself in and wanting to see it thrive, your whole life becomes the entrepreneurship. Yeah. It's not for the weak.
When you start a business, at what point would you feel that you're ready to scale up, and how do you do it?
I think when you realize that you've gotten to a point in the market where your demand is far exceeding what you can supply, then I think it will be best to look into scaling. And with the scaling too, you have to do it wisely. You don't want to just go from 1 to 10. Yeah. Perhaps go from 1 to 2. make sure that you can manage it. Then you can go from there as well, 2 to 4, perhaps then you are scaling exponentially.
Do it in bits.
Yeah.
Not taking it all at once.
A big chunk.
Yeah.
Personally, I wouldn't advise that.
Yeah.
Because you realize that when you do that and then you hit a snag and then you are falling, you fall really big.
So hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I was falling from 2 to 1, maybe it would be easier than from falling from 10 to 1.
True.
Yeah, so
True.
I think you should consider scaling when you have the demand and also do it wisely. Yeah.
Mm. And that's all? You would,
scaling.
the scaling up?
Yeah, pretty.
7 pointers.
For that, I think it also depends on the businesses.
Okay.
For a bakery like this, we are looking now, we are going to get a new machine, we have a shop, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, so exciting times ahead for us as well. But then I'm also looking at, first, let me conquer Accra. Then let me conquer the other regions of Ghana. Now people are asking for the product in the UK. But I'm not going to say that I'm going to set up a shop in the UK. No.
Right.
I'm thinking, so I asked the people, are you willing to pay for the fare to the UK, like the transportation? If they're willing to pay, no problem. You get the products in the UK. As time goes on, if I build a market there, why not? Look for shops to get in there and cool. But I'm not just going to jump up and say, hey, let's send the products to 10, 20 countries all at once. I would take it step by step. Yeah.
You would take it step by step?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was also thinking, right, that, okay, you get a call from the UK and then you're asked to deliver there. And one thing is, in the UK, you know?
That is a good one, yeah.
So what would be, is it that maybe you do something very differently that makes it seem like, okay, this will be much better than what we are getting over there?
Yeah, I think also it comes down to the ingredients as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of the ingredients are not easily available there.
No. Or for instance, the baobab, you have a hard time getting it there.
Okay.
Or you have a hard time getting products that have that. And for the cake in front of you like this, we used cashew butter for the frosting. Cashew is from here. We make the cashew butter here. It's easier to get the product like this from here than it is there. Okay. And then I've also had clientele who have acquired the taste for the product. So when they go out there, they still want my product. And then they want to get it there. So little by little, even though I'm here, I'm still building a market outside as well.
And it's
we are getting it.
But is it lucrative, you know, going strictly vegan baking?
I would say it's a tough space. I wouldn't say it is excessively lucrative, but it also depends on how you are running your business, obviously. It makes money, but then for me, the money still goes back into developing the business. So it is lucrative. I think baking food business is lucrative in itself. Yes. But yeah, it depends on how you look at it as well.
Do you know the percentage of people who are strictly vegan here in Ghana?
The percentage, I do not know exactly, but it should be about 5-6%.
About 5-6%?
That's very
on a regular,
small.
how do you get people ordering from you?
That's the thing. So I did a survey when I, maybe about a year after starting, to know who my customers were. And I realized that only 50% of them were vegan.
Okay.
The rest were people who wanted to eat healthy stuff, wanted to try something different, were allergic to certain things, lactose intolerant, diabetic, and co. So then the market is not just vegans. It's a broader market of those who want to eat healthy, who are thinking about what they are putting into their body and co. Yeah.
Would you say you're operating under a niche market or not?
Yeah, it's a niche market. Yeah.
It's a niche market. But still, I mean, you're getting your money, aren't you?
Yeah.
Do you pay yourself?
I do, now I do.
How many workers do you have?
I have 5.
5?
Yeah.
And you're able to pay all of them?
Yeah.
No delay?
No.
Okay. Ruth, thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
But before you go, what would you put out there to young people who are looking up to you and saying that I hope to get into a business like this?
I would say just start. That's what I did. I just started. I just came back and I said, no, let me put this into action.
Would you need much to start?
No.
How much?
I started from, well, I cannot put a figure to it, but I wouldn't put a figure to it, but I started from my mother's kitchen with her oven, cooking utensils, and all of that kind of stuff.
So depending on what you might have available.
Exactly. Start with what you have. That's what I'm saying. Just start.
Yeah.
The small that you have, just start. Take to people, let them try it and see. Then you can take it from there. You might never know. Like JICA supported us, for instance. If I had not started and said I was waiting for a grant to start, I may have never started. But it's what they saw, the little that I was doing, that they helped me to build upon. And other programs have also helped us to build up on. Recently, we also got a grant from Access Bank, the Womenpreneur Pitchathon as well, which was really nice. So, yeah, just start. Really, honestly, just start.
Quick question. So when you start, I mean, looking at the supports that you're getting currently, how do you make yourself available for that, for somebody who has started a business or is already running a business but needs such assistance?
Oh, that's a tough one because sometimes we can barely even manage what we're doing. But if you want assistance, like you can just text. Sometimes people who are entrepreneurs, they tend to have a lot on their mind all the time. But just text or something. We do make time I try to provide the little support that I can to other entrepreneurs because I know how it feels like to be lost or to be in a tough space, not have money and the rest. That's why I'm saying the little you have starts, but reach out to people, talk to them. Maybe it's not everybody who will respond, but then definitely we can make some.
I know some would feel like, hey, okay, so it was going to be out there that I'm unable to fund my own business and I'm shy of asking for money.
But it's the truth.
Meanwhile, you need it all, but you know, it's sometimes a tough one.
Yeah, it is. But one thing to note is that there are endless opportunities out there. Nowadays, I think previously maybe it wasn't even like that, but now there are lots of programs supporting entrepreneurs. Okay. So get yourself into one.
Yeah. Sign up to these programs. Honestly. Yeah, avail yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very important.
Okay.
It also broadens your horizon, helps you to network, etc.
Ruth Amarko, to say thank you so much for your time. All the best. We are going to do some tasting a little later into the products. I hope, viewers, that you have learned a lot from this conversation. We have entertainment coming your way right after this. My name is Asiedua Akumia. Do stay.